to Katrina's Creations. This is episode 302. If you're a new viewer, thank you so much for checking out the channel and stopping by. If you haven't already, please click that little red subscribe button down below. And if you click the bell-shaped icon next to it and then click all, that will let you know anytime I post a video, which is going to be a lot in the next weeks or so. And I'll explain later in the video. So let's get started. I have no finished objects unless you count granny squares. So I started the week before, well, last week, I showed you a bunch that I'm making that are blue. And I had one yellow one made. So I currently have 5 blue ones. And I have a total, I made 5 yellow ones this week. They're all the same, so. They're like a solid granny square. So I have 5 of those, plus the one I made last week. So altogether I have 6 yellow and 5 blue. I'm getting about 4.5 granny squares per skein. And I had 2 skeins of the yellow, 2 skeins of the blue, and then I have 1 more of each of those colors coming through Knit Crate, but it hasn't arrived yet. But I think, looking at this, this is probably going to turn into a table runner because it's not going to be big enough for an Afghan. So I want to save the yellow and the blue that are coming because once I connect all these, I want to put like an edging around it in the different colors. I do have some white and some yarn that's very similar to this because this yarn, once it's crocheted up, you cannot see it real well, but this is chain plied. So it's not like a regular type of twined yarn. It is chain plied. Like I said, it doesn't show a whole lot once it gets crocheted up, other than it stays kind of crisper looking than maybe a regular yarn would. It doesn't get that fuzziness to it. So it is really soft. This is a merino, I believe. But yeah, it is soft. It would have made a nice snuggly type of Afghan. But I can tell looking at this, there's not going to be enough. At the most, I'm thinking I'm going to have around 20 squares. I'll probably have somewhere around 6 of the yellow and around 10 of the yellow and 10 of the blue. So, like I said, I do have white, but I only have 2 skeins of it, so there might be a couple of white squares mixed in. But yeah, it's not going to be anywhere near big enough to make an Afghan out of. So maybe a lapghan, and that's about it. So I'm thinking table runner at this point, but that's what they look like together so far. So, and these are each, they're almost like dishcloth sized or washcloth sized. I would say they're about 8 by 8 inches. So that is the one thing I've been working on this week. Then, let's see, we'll jump over to knitting. I have too many projects going on at one time. This is the Forevermore poncho that I've been working on forever, I think. Not as bad as it was initially when I started and kept making mistakes and ripping out what I started. Oh, here's my markers. Here is, if you hear banging behind me, the people that live behind us in the backyard apparently are moving, and he's throwing boxes into the trunk. So every so often you hear this boom noise. So anyway, here is where I was at last week, and I've gone all the way up through here, and you can really see the pattern. This is the top, so you're knitting it from the top down, but you can really see the chevrons, and the chevrons keep getting wider as you go, and then it has this like eyelet area right here in between the chevrons. So this is a signature pattern from Annie's craft store. So and the designer, her name is Che Lam, I think. I'm pretty sure that's right. But it is really a pretty pattern, and I am knitting it with a rustic, also known as scratchy wool. Now this pattern does have like a cowl type of collar to it. It will not be in this yarn because that would be scratchy. So yeah, I don't think, it's not horrible. It actually isn't horrible. And sometimes when you wash this type, it gets a little bit softer. I don't know. We'll see what's left when I finish this and decide whether I really want this around my neck or if I want to find something else. Because I do have another yarn that's very soft that's the same color of gray with white twined into it or plied into it. So we'll see when we get closer to that. It also is called a swancho because while it is a poncho, it does have like sleeves with cuffs on them that get attached after you finish the poncho part. So yeah, there's a little bit of ways to go on this yet. So that's my knitting project. And I have one more crochet project going on, and this is for the upcoming craft fair. I'm untangling my hook from it. That is for the upcoming craft fair in December. It's on December 3rd in Walkersville, which is a suburb of Frederick, Maryland. And this is it so far. This is Shawl in a Ball in Lotus Blossom. So this part is purple, and it has purple sparklies, although the sparklies don't show up real well. And now it's going into a little deeper purple, and then eventually it goes into this deep turquoise color, and then back into the different purples. So pretty colors, sparkly yarn, what's not to like? We just hope that it sells. So yeah, that's going to be an extra one because I did sell one of these at the last craft show, so I just have 2 left. So I want to make a 3rd one, so I've got some back stock. And I have a friend of mine from work who wants to look through them with the possibility of either buying one or asking me to make one in different yarn. So we will see how that goes. So that is what I have been working on. Now, before I do our show and tell and show what you all have been working on, I did do the video for my work that included the cat hats. It's for Staff Day. It's a fundraiser. I was asked to crochet a bunch of cat hats, and I did show them on the channel, but now they've been modeled by real cats. No cats were harmed, only tormented in the filming of that video. My grandson was the cat wrangler, and he calmed down, what cat is that? Kate, not Katie. What is the name of that cat? We have Rosie, who was not posing for pictures. She wanted nothing to do with it. And what is the name of the cat? That's bad. The cat posed, and I cannot remember the name of the cat. It's their newer cat. I don't know. Anyway, one of their cats is in the picture, and she was cooperative for the most part. I think she only scratched once. So anyway, so you will see show and tell, and then you will see the cat pictures. So I'm going to tack them onto the rest of the video. So with that, let's check out what everybody's been making this week. Now, if you would like to have your project shown, because we all like to drool over each other's projects, you can contact me over at KatrinasCreations@yahoo.com, or you can post it onto my Facebook page, which is Katrina Knits, or you can message me and post a picture that way through Facebook as well. And then I will post your picture. Just tell us what it is and what the pattern is or who made it, that type of thing, so that if we see something we want to make ourselves, we know where to go look. So thank you to those of you who do contribute. I really do appreciate it. And I like looking at everybody's stuff. So that is the show and tell. I'm looking at my notes because they're a little longer than normal. So acquisitions this week. I have a couple. First off, in show and tell you saw the name Kristen. That's my supervisor, who is also a crocheter. And she has given me some other patterns. She gave me a pattern recently, this one, which I really like, and she actually made it. This pattern right here. She made hers in white, and it was really gorgeous, but she did warn me ahead of time that she made a medium and it was huge on her. So when I make this, I'm going to make the small, because she said it was too wide. She actually had to put a drawstring in the top just to hold it. And then it was still coming undone. She says, I don't think I tied it tight enough. And so I was in her office tightening the drawstring up so it would pull up around her neck. And I said, well, this is something I never imagined doing, helping my supervisor get dressed. So we were both cracking up with that one. Anyway, so she gave me another pattern because she just finished crocheting these, and it is mittens, and yeah, it's mittens. It's three different, they're called 3-hour mittens. Classic knit look mittens, and I forget the name of the stitch that she told me she did, but if you look at it, you can see that they do look like a knitted stitch, and it's not. She told me the name of the type of stitch that this is done, but I don't know. The pattern came off of makeanddocrew.com. It's called the waistcoat crochet stitch. So yeah, here is another picture of the mittens. And she said they went pretty quick. They're called 3-hour mittens, but she said it did not take her that long. It is done with bulky yarn. Looks like fairly chunky yarn, actually, just looking at the picture. But yeah, so I look forward to making this. I might actually, I'll see what weight yarn, if it's a 5 or a 6 weight yarn. I don't have much 6 weight, but I do have some 5 weight yarn. I might try to make one of these, a pair of them for the craft fair, just to kind of experiment with them. So we'll see. So I got that. And then I also got Knit Crate. If you missed that video, if you want to see the full thing with the patterns that were included and everything, you can click the link right here, and that will take you over to it so you can see, like I said, what patterns were included. The theme this month was called Pop Dreams. And the color choices that you could have gotten were this cranberry. All the colors are pretty, but this was like a cranberry. This is a lavender color, and this is a pretty kind of purpley blue. I like all 3 of these. So I would have been happy with any of them because I do like cranberry colors, and you all know I like purple, and I also like blues. So I would have gone with any of these. But the one I got was the purple. And it's not quite a mauve, it's just a real kind of grayish, yeah, it's kind of a washed out lavender looking. It's not like a brilliant purple, but it's darker than what's showing up on when I'm seeing it in my monitor. It's looking like a washed out gray purple. It's not, it is a definite lavender color. But I think it has some gray undertones to it. It's extremely soft. There are 225 yards per skein, so I have a total of 450, and it is superwash merino and Surrey alpaca. That's why it is really soft, and it is a worsted weight. So if you want to see the 4 patterns that were included, because they do include a knit pattern, a crochet pattern, And then you also get to download the pattern for the knit and the crochet socks for that month as well. Out of all the patterns, I liked the cow pattern best out of it for this time. But yeah, like I said, if you want to click that link, that'll show you the full video and you can see what the patterns look like and see what the deal is that Knit Crate runs, because right now they are running kind of a special. So you can check that out. Now I have a quick question for you, and so you can answer it down in the comments. I don't know if all of you know this or not, but I love pocketbooks. I'm a pocketbookaholic. I have lots of them. I have downsized in a lot of my pocketbooks, but I used to use a lot of big tote bags. Now I'm using more medium to small bags. I'm just finding that I don't carry as much, and then I just use one of the big totes for my work bag. I just throw my pocketbook in it and whatever else I happen to be carrying to work, like my lunch and a drink and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I just got a new pocketbook, and if you like pocketbook reviews, please let me know down in the comments, because the one I've got's got all kinds of pockets, which I like organizing stuff. So yeah, it's a neat pocketbook, and it's pretty. It's got flowers on it too. So anyway, if you are interested in seeing something like that, just let me know. We'll do a film video. We'll do a video on the pocketbook. So yeah, let me know. We also have a giveaway coming up, because at the time of this filming, we are only 10 people away from hitting 4,100 subscribers. And if you're new to the channel, every time I hit another 100 subscribers, I do a giveaway. So if you haven't already, all the more reason to click the little red subscribe button down below so that we can get to the 4,100 and do yet another giveaway, which is always yarn. So it'll be fun. So yeah, that should be coming up shortly. This past Thursday, we had a video on my bariatric surgery update and how that's going. And so if you missed it and you want to check it out, I will put a link at the end of the video and you can go over and watch that if you want to see my progress. So what is Wednesday's video going to be? Annie's messed my order up. I mentioned this a while back. I ordered some bulky yarn to make hats with, and they only sent like 3 of the 5 skeins that I ordered. So we finally got that straightened out, and it turns out the 2 skeins that didn't show up have been discontinued, and the color had been discontinued. So as a result, they just credited me the money. But along with that, they sent me something I didn't order. They sent me rechargeable light up crochet hooks that are the interchangeable, the full set, in a little zipper pouch. I have not opened it yet because I didn't know if they were going to want it back or not. They told me, nope, just keep it at this point. So Wednesday's video, we're going to check it out together. So make sure you stop by, and I think it runs between $20 and $24, something like that. I'll look it up and I'll put it down here on the bottom how much this thing was, but they told me to keep it. So I tried 3 times to send it back to them, and they just told me to keep it. So I was like, okay, no problem. It's a hardship, but you know, somebody's got to keep the somebody's got to keep the free crochet hook. So tune in on Wednesday and we can check them out together. Although I might open it ahead of time so I can charge it up so we can see how bright the light is. So that would be a good thing to check out. So, but we'll look at it together on Wednesday. So that's Wednesday's video. Now it's time for... Now in our Come and Get It section, I mentioned earlier in the video that there is going to be a bunch of videos coming up. Here's why. Knit Picks is running a sale. It started the beginning of November, but the big sales are running starting on November 9th until the 22nd. They're going to have different sales every day or so all the way through. And some of those sales are pretty good. I got to see, because I'm one of their affiliates, they send me a little heads up ahead of time to let me know what some of the sales are. Some of them are 60% off the yarn. So yeah, really good sale. And if you're not familiar with Knit Picks, they've been around for around 20 years. I think this is their 20th anniversary. They have really good quality yarn, and you can buy acrylic yarn from them, but they also sell wool yarn, alpaca yarn, things like that, and they're very reasonably priced. One of my favorite yarns from Knit Picks is their palette, Knit Picks palette yarn. It's a fingering weight, 100% Highland wool, and it's cheap. I mean, not cheap as in cheaply made. It's a nice quality yarn. And it comes in a ton of different colors. I mean, like probably over 100 different colors. So it's really nice to be able to match with things. I have used it a lot, but it's cheap as in price. It's really a decent price for some decent quality yarn. So that will be coming up starting on the 9th. As I find out about those sales, I will post them in the little sales videos that I put up so you can check them out and take advantage of the sales, because they said it's their biggest sale of the year during this time period. So that is Knit Picks. Lion Brand is currently running for this weekend only. It ends on the 7th, which is Monday at 9 a.m. And they are running 30% off of their yarn and kits. So you could check that out if you would like to. Yeah, I buy from Lion Brand a lot. Shawl in a Ball is one of the ones from Lion Brand. So anyway, yeah, 30% off of their yarn and their kits. So you don't need a coupon code or anything to take advantage of that. And lastly, Annie's. Annie's is offering just until the 6th at 9 a.m. So today, as you're watching this, is the 5th. So this would be on Sunday. It ends Sunday morning at 9 a.m. So if you want to get it, you want to take advantage of it today before things are picked over. But they are offering $5 off of every $25 that you spend. So you do need a coupon code for that. And the coupon code is 5OFF25. So again, for every $25 you spend, you get $5 off. So that's a pretty good deal, pretty good savings there. So that is what I know of for the sales, but make sure you stay tuned on the 9th to see what kind of goodies are going to be from Knit Picks. And I will be letting you know as I run across them. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again on Wednesday. Bye, everybody.